of October 5th. My name is Campea, one half of Team Amasian, and joining me as always is the other half of Team Amasian, Miss Kaori Takee.
Hey guys, what's up? This is the other half. What's up?
Arguably the better half as well.
No.
I will argue that till my deathbed. So we are here to talk movies, games, TV, you name it. We love it. We talk about it with you guys, and we've been waiting all week to chat with you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We actually had the opportunity to see two movies this weekend, which is pretty rare. We had no dates or whatever, I guess, going on. So we dated each other.
We did.
So the first movie that we got to see was Gone Girl. And I know we've been talking about this quite heavily the last few weeks, that both of us have been looking forward to this. So we wanted to just give our review, our thoughts on the film. And Corey, I'm going to start with you on Gone Girl, which starred Ben Affleck. And what did you think?
This is tough for me because I actually still don't know if I liked it or if I didn't like it. I don't know if we should be spoiling anything.
Yeah, this is definitely a spoiler review.
Okay.
So if you guys haven't seen it, maybe click pause or something, go out and watch it, come back 2.5 hours later, and then watch this part.
Yeah. And I'm I definitely would say it's a must-see movie because it's so unique and different, and the storytelling is just... You know, it's its own art form, and everything's really well played. The actors are great, but it's so twisted, and it doesn't leave me satisfied when leaving the movie, if that makes any sense, because they end up unhappy, and I don't know how I feel about that, because I like happy endings, and I love those kind of crime mystery movies, but this one I can't figure out if I like it or not, but I know I want to see it again to figure that out. See, I'm already confused thinking about it.
So okay, no, I totally know what you're saying, and on the way home I was trying to think of what I was going to say about this film, and I have seen it twice, and I thought maybe the second time would, kind of bring some of these thoughts in my mind to some sort of weird conclusion as to how I feel about the film. One, I do really like the film. I say that it's definitely up there in terms of Oscar contenders for this year. And it's so cool to see something this early. Sometimes we'll see stuff early in the year, but typically, Academy nominees won't start coming out until the end of the year and beginning of next year. So the fact that we're seeing a movie of this caliber at this time is really nice. I think like you said, the casting was great. Everyone's talking about Rosamund and how well she portrayed this character.
Do you agree?
I completely agree.
Okay.
And I remember when we were watching it that we kind of both looked at each other like, what the fuck? Especially in the first 20 minutes when she's kind of just that very monotone, this is going to the flashbacks of how they met, and she was portraying, this just... I get it now. Because when you see the film, she evolves, right?
Yeah.
So for the first 20 minutes, you're going into these flashbacks of their relationship and how she is portraying it to the audience. And I think in some ways, what Fincher wanted to do was not give you give you enough of her for you to either like or hate her right away. So maybe that's why she decided to just kind of keep that first character. I say character because she had a lot of personalities in this film, right?
Yeah.
That first character kind of one note and boring for me. But then she started to evolve, and obviously by the end of the film, I was like, holy shit, this girl can act. So for me, I totally bought into her performance. I mean, did you still feel the same way when you walked out of it?
I actually completely agree with you. In the beginning, I think I whispered to you, why did they pick her? But it just made complete sense as the movie progressed. However, I do think the show stealer was Carrie Coon, who played Ben Affleck's twin.
She's awesome.
Amazing.
I think all the females in this film were great.
Yes.
And he's not female, but Tyler Perry was amazing as well.
Oh, Tyler Perry. Honestly, I mean, this might be stretching it, but I think he might be getting nominated for supporting actor for it.
I could totally see it.
Who would have thought,
Yeah, he did great. I mean, and you felt his presence on camera, you felt his character, and you weren't seeing Tyler Perry, you were seeing
the only
guy.
Thing I would say is I love Neil Patrick Harris, but I didn't think he really fit that role. I just wasn't buying it. You know what I mean?
And I think that's where we disagree.
Yeah.
for sure.
So, but I mean, the movie was great. I think you should see it. I don't know if I loved it or if I didn't like it because I left so unsatisfied.
Yeah, and and you guys tell us what you think. There's a ton of people that I've talked to who feel the same way. I think the thing that I'm conflicted with is that there's not anyone you're really cheering for, because when you really look at the two characters, okay, yeah, she's batshit crazy, but he's also a sociopath, because in reality, he is a husband who beats his wife and who's cheated on her. Well, both elements that you in real life would be like, that guy's an asshole too.
But I don't think he did beat her. I think that was coming from her diary, so she made that shit up when he like threw her against the staircase. I think she made that up.
But even at the end, when she was in the closet and he banged her head against the wall.
I'm an asshole because I was like, oh, you know what? She fucking killed people, and I can understand his frustration.
I know. And so that's where my conflict is do you really honestly have a hero in this film? I don't think so. I mean, yes, you feel for the guy, but at the same time, I think they're just both crazy, and that's why they end up together.
And it's just like, I was watching with you and John, and you guys are married, and it was funny because they kept saying like, marriage sucks, this is marriage, and I'm like looking at them like, man, I wonder what they're thinking.
Promise you, I know. I think this was such an awkward date movie for anybody.
Don't go on a date with this movie.
But again, David Fincher did a great job, and I wouldn't be surprised if a number of them get nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, definitely.
So you guys go and see it. If you have seen it, let us know what you think. Maybe you can analyze why we feel the way we do about the film.
Help me make some sense of my feelings for it.
Yeah. And so we also got to see another film this weekend, which is obviously completely different than Gone Girl, which was Annabelle. So, yeah.
I love how we both say ugh.
So I'll start off with my thoughts. We're going to go ahead and review Annabelle as well. And I'm just going to say that I didn't enjoy the movie. I thought, I love The Conjuring so much, and I just had very high expectations for this film, and I thought it would be a really good supplement to The Conjuring, but in fact, it really didn't add any substance for me in terms of like making The Conjuring that much better. And I could have done without it, to be honest with you. It wasn't scary. It kind of had its moments. If for those of you who have seen it, I think the scariest moment for me was when Annabelle, she sees Annabelle as a child start running at her, and then she hits the door and it's a grown-up version of Annabelle. So that kind of freaked me out, but otherwise it was just like your normal scares, and I'm a big scary movie person, so I always have high expectations for scary movies, and so this one was kind of just and the story was so by the last, I think, 15 minutes I was already ready to leave the theater.
I was ready to leave the theater by the first 15 minutes. It did get better. I didn't really like it. No, and what you were saying, Conjuring was an excellent movie, and you would think that Annabelle was kind of like the prequel that would actually help with the meaning of The Conjuring, but totally didn't need it. Annabelle sucked. It made no sense. Of course, I mean, I'm not expecting a scary movie to make any sense, but you're thinking, this doll is freaky looking as shit. Why the fuck does this person want to keep having this doll? It just, I don't know. And then the acting wasn't very good. The story itself, moving that aside, wasn't very good. It was just, the ending was stupid.
They were really dumb.
Fucking stupid.
It was really dumb. Like, by the end of it, I was like, of course. Like, there was no way to make this shit any better.
Yeah. I was just very upset with it. I'm like, why did Alfred Woodard put herself in this movie? Because she's a great actress.
Is that the one that killed herself?
Yes.
And did you notice probably everyone noticed this, how they had her laid out on the ground? So she sacrifices herself, obviously. And then she takes a leap of faith. And did you notice how they kind of had her in like an angelic pose?
Yeah, it was
on the ground.
dumb.
I was like, oh, they're trying to make this really cool, like,
and even like the
significant.
And the demon looked like Mystique from X-Men.
I know.
I'm like, what is happening?
Like, anytime you do, don't they know? Like, they should know that anytime you do these movies where you're going to actually show up close, demons or devils or whatever, make them look scary at least.
Yeah, it was terrible. Terrible movie.
It was so bad.
It was so bad. The more I think about it, I'm like, wow, this is bad.
And the surprising thing, though, Kaori, is that they both almost made the same amount of money.
Yeah.
I mean, Gone Girl made $38 million, and then Annabelle made 37.2, so it was a really good movie-going weekend.
But I do think that after all these reviews coming out, that it's going to be a significant gap between the two.
Oh,
this
for
coming
sure.
Weekend, yeah.
And then we have tons of movies that are being released this weekend as well, so we'll get to those. So that will do it for our Gone Girl and Annabelle reviews.
Okay.
Hopefully, if there's somebody out there that actually liked Annabelle, tell us why. So let's move on to our movie news for this week. And we are talking about, first, Ghostbusters. It was released that Ghostbusters is happening. And I'm just going to read what I got here. The new Ghostbusters movie you've heard about is officially on its way. And it's actually going to star hilarious women, and that's in quotations because they actually talked to the director of Bridesmaids, Paul Feig, who confirmed on Twitter on Wednesday that he'll be helming the project, and he said it's going to be an all-woman cast, which is kind of cool, in my opinion. I mean, what do you think about that?
Don't ruin my childhood.
Aww. Look, I mean, Female Thor just was released like last week, the first issue or whatever, so I mean, things are heading that way.
It's too soon for me to make any assessment. I mean, people haven't even been casted yet. It's really early in the works, but they're not even like really explaining their reasoning for doing an all-female cast. I don't know. I'm not comfortable with it yet. It's not sitting well for me.
That might be why. That could be why Paul thought, let me get to Twitter and put it out there so people will start kind of consuming the fact that it's going to be a female cast.
Yeah.
Look, I'm excited by it. I think the more we can move to this kind of gender neutrality in terms of roles, the better. And I hate to sound like a feminist or something, but I think that there are certain roles that really, females can carry as well. And I think we're going to see that a lot more and more. So I'm excited. And I think he's saying hilarious women, but does that necessarily mean that it's going to be a funny movie? I mean, from some things I've heard that it might actually be a darker take on Ghostbusters.
And who are these hilarious women? They could be
everybody from Bridesmaids, probably.
Well, that would be interesting. Yeah.
I mean, the women.
I see Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they would do well in the role. There would be chemistry there in terms of the crew. We'll see. Yeah, you're right. It's too soon to tell, but I'm excited just to see Ghostbusters back on the big screen.
Right. That I agree with you there.
So you guys let us know if you think who's going to be cast.
And that's what's popular nowadays. Like you were trying to mention Thor, the female version. Now it's Girl Meets World. These female heroines, like
it's everywhere. I mean, I work in toy, and it's even kind of making that argument is making its way through toy. Why do boys and girls have to have separate toy aisles? Why couldn't they all be the same? So we'll see. You guys let us know your thoughts on Ghostbusters starring all women. Maybe Team Amasian will be in the movie.
Yeah. Can we be Slimer together?
Oh my gosh. I want to be Puff.
Oh, you be Puff, I'd be Slimer.
All right. So let's go to one of our favorite topics, which is Disneyland. There's actually a movie coming out called Tomorrowland, and it's based on Tomorrowland from Disneyland.
Yeah.
So we actually got our first glimpse at what the film is going to look like. And I'm just going to read the synopsis for you guys if you haven't heard of the film. It's about a Florida girl who dreams of the future while watching the launch pads of Cape Canaveral being disassembled. And after landing in a bit of trouble, she finds herself in possession of a mysterious pin. Touching it reveals a vision of a place that may not be a different world, but simply a better one. Then it's gone, and the quest to discover the real Tomorrowland begins. So this film is actually set to come out on May 22nd. And it comes from Bird, who is the maker of Incredibles, Iron Giant, Mission Impossible, so on and so forth. What do you think of the first images that we've seen, Kaori?
I know this is not what most people are saying, but I would say I'm not that intrigued by it, surprisingly. Other than the title, and other than the fact that it's Britt Robertson, I am not very, wow, this is going to be a great movie. I want to see more. I think when another trailer comes out, because I'm sure there's going to be another trailer, then I'll figure out if I'm hooked or not. But from what I saw, I'm like, great, nice images. She has a pin. I don't even quite get it, what's going on here. It doesn't really feel Disney quite. I mean, they have good people behind it, but I'm not behind it myself right now.
I agree. I think it's too early to tell. The images look beautiful, though. It's Walt Disney supposed to be in it? Or, like...
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. There's a line in the article that says, suggests old Walt may have stolen it first when he caught sight of this otherworldly place. The only thing that intrigued me is that they're referring to Tomorrowland as the Hogwarts of science.
Yeah.
So if they are able to build a world that's, you know, kind of reminiscent of a Hogwarts, you know, with magic, but in this case science, that might be really neat to see. I don't think there are any other films, though, that have come out that are based on Disneyland places, are there?
I know that they're working on It's a Small World.
That's also interesting.
Yeah, right?
We
they're
did
doing
talk
a lot
about
of stuff like that right now.
They're just making movies out of everything.
Everything.
Nowadays. So we'll see. You guys let us know what you think of the images. From Disneyland freaks, we just need to see more. So let's move on to the
Disney freaks.
We are Disney freaks. We're going there on Sunday.
We are. Say hi. No, I'm just kidding.
Come say hi. All right. So the next piece of movie news we have is about Super Troopers 2. And it's been since 2001 since we saw the first one.
Wow, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
It's a trip.
And so finally we are getting word that there will be a Super Troopers 2, and I'm trying to find the image here. Whatever.
Okay.
Here it is.
There it is. Hello, what up?
For those of you who forgot or maybe weren't born yet, I don't know. There will be a Super Troopers 2. At least they're trying for it. They're actually trying to kickstart the rest of the funding they need for the film. I mean, are you excited for it, or do you think it's too late?
No, I'm definitely excited for it. I mean, they remade Anchorman, they remade Dumb and Dumber. I mean, they're bringing a lot of things back and bringing a lot of original cast members back. I don't expect it to be as good as the original, but I do have an expectation of somewhat enjoying it.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially like you said, if the original cast is backing it, then they got everything they need. They just need the funding. And I think it's like the Veronica Mars, what happened with Veronica Mars, and all the fans kind of got together and said, yes, we want this movie. Yeah. So it's almost a good way to market the film early on, because you know that the same audience that's funding you is going to go see the movie.
That's true. Kickstarting is smart. I mean, you think about Sex and the City. Did you ever watch that movie?
Yeah.
Show? Both. And the movie, the first one and the second one, they just got worse and worse. Yeah. And now they're talking about, I don't know, for sure, it's not for sure, it's definitely just a rumor about Sex and the City 3. And I'm thinking, I'm probably going to know it's going to suck, but I probably would see it anyway.
I know.
See?
No, that's a good point. They carry that audience,
Yeah.
Sex and the City will be in syndication and everything forever. So, so we're looking forward to it. You guys, if you want to back the film, I'm sure the Kickstarter will launch very soon. So,
back it up.
Back it up so we can have a Super Troopers 2. Please.
Yeah.
Meow. Okay, moving on to movie releases. Yeah, we got some films. We're actually seeing one tonight. There are 3 that are coming out this weekend. We got Dracula. We've got Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. And The Judge. I had to take a breath after that one because it's a very, very long and weird title. We're seeing Dracula, so obviously we're excited about that.
Dracula Untold.
The Judge, Alexander, are you seeing any of the other ones?
I do want to see The Judge. I mean, you've got Robert Downey Jr. and who was the other guy?
Robert Duvall, I think.
Robert Duvall, and they're both phenomenal. It looks really good. The trailers look intriguing. Alexander and the No Good, Horrible, Very Bad, Whatever Day. I read the book when I was a kid. It was like a picture book, and he wakes up, this redhead ginger guy wakes up with gum in his hair, and it's a really entertaining kids book. And I'm thinking, how are they making this book into a fucking movie? I'm not interested in it. However, people are like, oh, it's really, really, really good, you should go see it. I might catch it when it hits Netflix 10 years from now.
10 years. That's a long time. I never read the book, actually. That's the funny thing.
Oh, yeah?
Everyone else I know seems to have read the book.
It's a big book.
But I did see the film. And
you went to the premiere, right?
Yeah, and it's actually quite cute. I like the casting. I like the family, the family kind of heartwarming feeling. It's a Disney film, of course, so it's going to have that.
I gotta ask you,
Yes.
Bella Thorne.
Yes.
Doesn't that trip you out that she's 16? She looks like she's 30.
She's insane. Like everybody else was their age, right? So
Yeah.
they have, an older son, they have the daughter. They're both in high school or something, and then they have Alexander, who's a bit younger than them. All of them look their age. Bella Thorne looks like she needs to be in college.
She's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a very beautiful girl, but she played the part really well, by the way. I won't spoil it for the two of you that are probably going to go see it. But if families out there, definitely take your family, take your kids. It's a great movie. You'll leave it feeling really warm and fuzzy. So
Unlike Gone Girl.
unlike Gone Girl, exactly. So let us know what you guys see this weekend,
And tell us what you thought of those movies and if you recommend them.
and we will be seeing Dracula. So I'm sure we'll have a review next week.
Luke Evans.
Ow. All right, so moving on to TV. Flash and Arrow premiered this week, so
Yeah.
we were pretty busy.
were.
Let's talk Flash first, because surprisingly the numbers were great for the Flash debut. It's the highest rated series premiere since The Vampire Diaries launched in 2009. And they had 4.5 million viewers and a 1.8 in the 18 to 49 demographic. So that's actually higher than how Arrow debuted in 2012. So good numbers for Flash. That means that it's probably going to stick around for a very long time. And we both saw the pilot. So what did you think?
I thought the pilot was great. I really liked it. I was entertained through and through. I thought that it was well paced. I love Grant Gustin. I love me that Grant Gustin guy. Come over, please. And the Stephen Amell cameo. I think actually the fact that it's not really a spin-off, but kind of like it kind of came out of Arrow. Arrow helped it catapult, because Arrow kind of had a standalone start. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
I know
I
what
think
you
they
mean.
go hand in hand, and I think it's really important that you got to see this movie, this show. If you like Arrow, you're gonna like The Flash. There's going to be a lot of crossovers, definitely, and it was a really good pilot. It was solid, and I would see it again. And you guys will probably see little after shows of The Flash in an upcoming Speak Nerdy to Me's.
Yeah. So all of you are wondering what Team Amasian thinks of The Flash. We will be reviewing it on our weekly show.
Yeah, we'll do
this show.
Positives and negatives in
So
here.
check it out. So yeah, I completely agree. I think it was a solid pilot. Grant Gustin is the Flash, no question about it. Like I said on our Arrow after show, which we'll talk about in a second, the only thing I wish is that they flopped days, just because we saw Arrow on Flash and then we saw the lead into Arrow going to see Flash the next day. Really nitpicky stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, I thought it was great. And I think that I actually liked the interaction between the Flash and Iris.
Yeah, and you know
I
what?
totally bought it.
And to like hop on that, like, honestly, Barry Allen is a very, very interesting character. His motivation and the people around him. He's a dreamboat.
Yeah.
He's a very, very interesting character, and like you find out his history, and then you've got other villains coming your way. It's a great accompaniment to Arrow, even a standalone.
And they did well presenting all the characters, and you didn't really question, why they were there, what their purpose is, and that's what a pilot needs to do, is kind of just set that foundation for you.
Yeah.
And I don't think there were any weak spots in this pilot. I mean, it's up there with the way I felt about Arrow's pilot.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I even think that I feel more attached to Barry Allen on his pilot than I did to Oliver Queen on his pilot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's true. And now we're seeing the metahumans in this show. So, I mean, I know we're getting there with Arrow, but for me, I hope that we will never get completely there to where everybody's a superhero. But when you start the pilot off with the main character having a superhuman power, then you can go anywhere with that.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting stuff. And
love
it's
it.
only the first episode. Grant Gustin, you should call her.
Call me.
That's funny because I'm like, he's cute, but you know, we would not fight over this one. So you can call Kaori. So let's talk real quick about our Arrow after show because we premiered yesterday. And here's us with
Our
John
thoughts.
in our beautiful new area, our new studio that we're shooting at. It's actually no longer on John Campea's Movie Blog TV channel. It's on thestream.tv. And I don't know if we want to give a review of Arrow because you guys need to go watch our after show, but
Yeah, so our review is go to stream.tv and check out our review.
yeah, chat with us on there, and we'll be doing that after show weekly for sure.
Yes.
So check it out. All right, so let's move on. We don't have any more TV stuff. Let's move on to our hate of the week.
Okay.
So hate of the week is actually, and I'm giggling because this actually happened to Kaori very recently. We find the image
Making a
here.
nasty face.
Our hate of the week is when you go for a relaxing time, maybe get a massage, a facial, or something like go read a book, I don't know, and you have somebody interrupting that. And Kaori, why don't you speak to more
More
the
specifically,
experience?
when you are paying to get pampered, when you are paying to get your nails done, hair did, or get a massage, get your foot scrubbed, I don't know, go into spa, whoever is servicing you, I do not want to have a conversation with this person. I don't want to know this person's life story because that is my money wasted. And that is what happened to me last weekend. I went to get a 90-minute massage, and I came out knowing that this girl loves Las Vegas. She likes going to strip clubs, and she had her sandal broke after she got a foot scrub. I'm like, girl, I didn't even talk, but you did, and that ruined my massage. That being said, hate of the week is when you go pay to get a nice little R&R and you leave because someone talked too much. No.
I'm laughing because I had a good massage.
You got like an old man too. It was funny.
I know. I mean, not to like stereotype put the image. Let's not go there. But I had a great massage.
Yeah.
And
I did not.
And she became a therapist for this person.
Yeah, I was like, oh girl, that's not good.
I told Kaori just like pretend you like fell asleep and maybe she'll stop talking. But I felt so bad for you when we got out of there.
She was talking about her massage school and how weird it was and how she has to take the bus and her sister is not that nice. And I'm like, this is happening. Let's get up.
That's horrible.
If I wasn't naked, I would have gotten up.
Maybe you should have got up anyways.
I know, right?
Just went to another room
Abort.
and said, "You massage me."
I need an abort button.
I know. Has this ever happened to you guys? I mean, I'm sure it happens all the time.
Yeah. I'm not getting her again next time.
So let's move on from our hate of the week to our dating question of the week.
Okay.
And we're going to have a little fun here. We're actually going to play a round of Fuck, Marry, Kill. I love it. We
One
were playing
round.
this at
All right.
work the other day, so I thought we should do it too.
You go first.
All right. And I had a few, but okay, I'm going to just steal this one because this is the one that tripped me up.
Okay. I'm going to give you a stupid one. I already know when okay, go.
All right. Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt. Go.
Oh my god. Fuck Chris Hemsworth. Marry Chris Pratt. Kill Chris Evans.
We are the same.
Oh my god! Yeah. Reason for that is that's a really good one. Chris Hemsworth is hot. He's Thor. Chris Pratt probably would keep me entertained during marriage, and Chris Evans seems like he's over being Captain America. When he gets interviewed, he just seems like I'm done. He seems kind of like a hipster.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah.
I totally agree. Okay, my turn.
Oh my god. So you've watched Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah. You're just going to be an asshole and give me like one of the dwarfs or something.
I'm giving you 3 hobbits.
Gimli.
So, FMK, Frodo, Sam, or Pippin.
Oh man, okay. Shit. This is just based on how they look, too. I don't even have any context of why I would pick this. I would definitely marry Frodo.
See, I would have disagreed, but okay.
I know. Sam is so nice, though. I would fuck Pippin, and I would kill Sam.
Oh, my God.
All right, what do you got?
You're such a dick. Oh, my God. I would have picked kill Pippin, marry Sam, and fuck Frodo, because he's Elijah Wood.
You know what? Yeah, that's also good, but I think I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah.
I like the conflict and the conflict Frodo and I would have in our marriage, you know?
we got to do this again.
Might make for some good sex or something. We do have to do this. We might make this a weekly thing. Let's see. 90% of our viewers are probably male, so you don't have to tell us who you would.
Give us an FMK.
Yeah, give us some. Maybe we'll throw some back at you guys.
Let's throw one out at them right now. Okay. FMK, Scarlett Johansson.
I was just about to say her name. Natalie Portman.
Okay. We need another brunette. I don't know. Scarlett Johansson, Natalie Portman, Emma Stone.
Good.
Okay.
There's a variety there.
There.
FMK. Let us know.
FMK, yes.
All right, so let's move on to video game stuff. And Kaori, I'm going to throw this at you because you are our video game expert.
What up?
What do we got first? We got Smash Brothers.
Smash
right?
Bros came out, and I hope you guys are playing this game because it is fun. There's all these different characters you can play. Mega Man is a really easy character to play. I always like Jigglypuff. Do you have a friend code? Put it down there, and I will put my friend code, and we can play if you want, because you better like some Smash Bros. It's on the 3DS, but it is coming out on the Wii U in November.
Do you think I should pick it up?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And the next one I wanted to talk about, I'm just making these quick.
Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor. This game I have been waiting forever, and I still have to wait a little longer because right now I only have a PS3, and it's not out on the PS3, it's out on the PS4. But I wanted to bust out my Game Informer that I had from last year, and this intrigued me so much. And I mean, I have been reading about Shadow of Mordor for a year now, not over and over again, but sporadically, and I'm just so excited about this game. It's an open world game, and it's set between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, so it's in between that time. So it's, if you are a Tolkien, Mordor, Middle-earth kind of person, you might like this. If you like Skyrim, if you like fighting, tell me what you think, because I can't play it unless I get a PS4, which I will eventually get. Christmas time. But
is that a hint to me?
No. Maybe. No, I was kidding. But yeah, tell me what you think.
Is it out? I didn't
It's
catch
out
that.
on the PS4.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Like on the big consoles and stuff. But then on the
Okey-doke.
PS3, it's not out yet.
It looks amazing.
It looks amazing.
Now, I had read really quick. I had read some articles about this game and how some of the video game reviewers, the more popular ones online, were kind of sour about the game because the company that made it was trying to get them to review the game, but they only were allowing them to give good reviews.
Yeah, I heard about that too. So be careful. I mean, that when it comes down to it, there's actually a lot of people that do that. Like, they get paid to say a good review, and it sucks. So never really always take review for absolute good or bad. You should always kind of gauge if you would like it or not. Like, I'm looking at this, and I think I would like it just because of the format of it, the fact that it's open world, the fact that it's Lord of the Rings. But, you know, it kind of reminds me of Skyrim. But I don't know. Just tell me what you think, as long as you're not getting paid for it.
Yeah. I think I would take your review any day.
Aw, sweet. Go get Smash Bros.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to tech news. Disney World is actually testing a FastPass Plus system, which I thought was very nice for us to talk about since we are the Disney freaks. Basically, you can make your reservations online for which ride is it? the Toy Story ride, which the Toy Story ride out here at our Disneyland, the wait is forever. It's a great ride, but the wait is always forever because it's such a good ride. So they're testing this out at Disney World to see if maybe this FastPass Plus system will work out better for people. Now, obviously, there are arguments back and forth about whether, you know, obviously, if you go to the park and you just have to walk onto the ride, that's amazing.
Yes.
But then some people are like, well, shit, like, just like the Cars Land ride, if you don't get there at 8 o'clock in the morning, so if you don't go online and reserve your FastPass right away, then you might be screwed too, because that means when you go there, you're not going to get to go on the ride. So I could kind of see it back and forth, but I would say for myself, I hope that this exists all the time for every ride.
I mean, yeah, I think I like the concept of fast passes, but I don't like the concept of waiting to get a fast pass. Like, I don't want to sweat balls and worry about when will my fast pass be effective. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah. I mean, being a planner, I could totally see myself online, like, planning my Disney day out for that day. You know, knowing that I'm getting on Cars at 10 and then going on whatever, Toy Story at 11, whatever. That's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. But at the same time, if you like spontaneity and you just want to go to Disneyland like we do often, and you're looking forward to getting on Toy Story Mania and you can't because all the FastPass Plus tickets are gone.
That's what I'm saying.
That also sucks because there's got to be a balance, I guess.
Like,
they'll figure it out.
I mean, could you imagine waking up at 7 in the morning and be like, yo, Anne, we gotta go now because I need to get that Fast Pass Plus, you know? Like,
really? You can call me just like that too?
I'm gonna talk to them. That's how I talk to her when we're on camera.
It's true. It's true. We both have these really weird accents.
Yeah.
Like, I sound Scottish. It's weird. You guys wouldn't even imagine. So we'll see. Disneyland always figures it out. They will. And you know what? If they move to that system, at some point you and I will probably get used to the system too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. They should have fast passes for that pineapple Dole Whip line.
Dole Whip.
Dole Whip.
Let's move on to the next piece of tech news because we want to talk about how our name is going to Mars. And your name too can go to Mars. NASA is actually giving us the opportunity. I'm sorry, you guys. My
to go to
images
Mars.
are super out of order.
That is.
Hashtag Journey to Mars. So you can actually send your name to Mars on the next trip. The mission is scheduled to launch December 4th, and NASA is collecting names which will be put onto a microchip the size of a dime and flown into outer space. So the deadline to do that is October 31st. So you have
what's the price?
Days. It's free.
Oh, it's $3.99.
$3.99, and guess what? Surprise to you.
We should do.
Team Amasian is going to Mars.
Oh, that's so.
I can't zoom on the boarding pass, but we are going.
I was gonna say. Yeah, I talked about that too to her too.
So, Team Amasian is going to Mars.
What up? That's so cool.
It's neat. I mean, it's like a nice little way for people to get excited about the mission, and you know, you can track. That's their boarding pass that I just showed you. It has our name on it. We will wind up on Mars.
See?
It's really tiny.
Let me see.
Really tiny, but you can see it. There's our name.
Oh, we're so cool.
So we are going to Mars, and then like at some point they're like treating it as if it's like a airline, you know, like Southwest Airlines Rapid Rewards, where when it finally lands on Mars, you might get like points kicked back to you, saying like you received this many points for taking this trip, kind of thing.
That's cool.
So it's really cute, the thing that they're doing.
We'll be on Mars.
We'll be on Mars. Team Amasian will be there. So get your name on the flight as well, and you could say that you are also in Mars with Team Amasian.
Partying it up.
How cool would that be?
With Team Amasian.
All right, so let's move on to our favorite topic, which is not Zac Efron, but it is food. We are talking about Dunkin Donuts on the West Coast. For many of you on the East Coast, you are familiar with Dunkin Donuts. They are a staple at anywhere. They're just as frequent, you know, they're everywhere. I mean, I was in Rhode Island and they were just on every corner, just like how you see Starbucks on every corner.
Have you tried a Dunkin Donut?
I have tried a Dunkin Donut. Have you?
Yes, that's just bomb.com.
It's pretty good. Now, Krispy Kreme, Dunkin Donut, what do you think?
No one can beat a hot donut now, Krispy Kreme, you know what I mean?
I know. I agree.
Yeah, that thing is
Dunkin' Donuts are good. Don't get me wrong. But yeah. And Tim Horton Donuts, for those of you who have been to Canada or to the one in New York, it's pretty similar, in my opinion, to a Dunkin' Donut.
Yeah. And the thing with Dunkin' Donut, though, is there's only one in Southern California, so we have to wait in a butt-long line.
I love how they do that to us, too.
It's just frustrating, and it's never worth it.
No.
You know? And they're from the same company as Baskin-Robbins, so I'm thinking, if we have all these Baskin-Robbins, why can't they just have a Dunkin' Donut in our neck of the woods, you know?
Yeah. It could get there. Maybe they just wanted to create the hype for it, you know, and then start to roll them out or something.
I really want the Krispy Kreme now.
No, so do I. I was just thinking this
Hot donut now.
We are lucky enough to have one of the last existing Krispy Kremes, by the way, that's open 24 hours.
And it's a perfect name, Krispy Kreme.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Okay, so let's move on to something even more edible than donuts. We're actually not talking about Zac Efron this week. I'm sorry, Zac. There's just no news about you, and you're super hot anyways.
We're mad at you, so just kidding.
Maybe we're mad at you. I don't know.
Is he flying to Mars with us?
You know what? I didn't think about that, but he should be. We should put Team Love Zac. Zac Efron, we're gonna make you go to Mars with us.
I know, right?
And reserve a seat right next to us. So we decided. I don't know how we even got on this topic. We just both started talking about Speed, the movie Speed, or something.
Yeah, not
the drugs.
Yeah,
and just both landed on the fact that we both think Keanu Reeves is pretty hot. So
he's hot.
Instead of Zac, we decided to talk about Keanu Reeves this week.
Yeah, because he was the hottest thing ever in Speed. She's
and that white wife beater,
and the shaved head.
Oh.
Yeah, he hottie. Matrix, he's all right, but obviously nothing beats Speed.
No.
He was funny in Bill and Ted's, but he still does a lot of movies. He's frequently doing things. However, they're usually box office bombs.
Yep. But he's in a band as well.
I do like him. Remember when he got fat?
No, of course not.
I need to show you.
How could he ever get fat?
Talk about Keanu Reeves.
So we're going to talk about Keanu Reeves. I actually was attracted to him in Bill and Ted's. I thought he was a cutie in there.
He was.
For those of you who have not seen the trailer for John Wick, though,
yes,
coming out with him in it.
Oh, sorry, Family Guy.
At least it wasn't like, I like big butts and I can't laugh.
I opened my iPad, it's like, Family Guy.
Yeah, please check out that trailer. He looks so badass, and I'm so excited for that movie. And it's just finally a movie where I feel like he fits the role pretty well.
He usually he was in that Asian movie Ronin. Not Ronin, something.
Yeah, it's 47 Ronin.
Yes, and I want to see that.
Ronin, I can't remember.
Okay, so this is fat Keanu Reeves.
No, I don't want to see it.
I shall
put on the camera and I'll look here.
Wait, this way.
This way.
This way.
What the fuck?
I show you.
Oh my god, that's fake.
He had a moment.
No.
See it if he can come back to being hot. Is that anything's possible, Anne Campea?
No. That's a fat suit. Not to say that fat guys are not hot, okay? But he just doesn't look good.
But Keanu Reeves doesn't look good as a fatty.
Yeah. Exactly.
He went to Dunkin' Donuts for one.
Imagine him doing Speed at that weight.
We're terrible. The Matrix, he's like, oh. Okay.
All right, you guys. We're getting a little crazy here. We're about to see Dracula tonight, so another hottie, Luke Evans, but Keanu Reeves, fat Keanu Reeves. Let's make that a meme or something.
Fat Keanu Reeves.
Hashtag fat Keanu Reeves. Do you guys have any favorite Keanu Reeves movies? I don't know. Or something? I don't know. Let's talk about him more.
We'll talk about
him.
Give
us a comment.
In the meantime, guys, fat Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. That will do it for us this week. We're just going crazy now. So, Kaori, where can people find you online?
You can find me and fat Keanu Reeves at down here at KAORIOUS on Twitter as well as Instagram. And Wakame has an Instagram. It's WAKATAKEE. Wakatake.
I was just about to promo Wakame's Instagram, but you remembered to do it. So follow her. She's so cute. And follow me. I don't have a fat Keanu Reeves around me, but you can follow me by my name at Campea. As always, you can follow the both of us at Team Amasian, and definitely email us your questions, comments, whatever, if you want us to feature a scenario for FMK. Next week, that'd be cool.
Relationship question.
There you go. So, subscribe, follow us, tweet us, whatever. Until next week, everybody, enjoy your weekend, and we will talk to you then.
Bye.